And then on the note of how you said, you mentioned YouTube and your expertise being in digital marketing, someone who just consumes on YouTube or whatever platform they consume on versus someone like you who's consuming but looking at it potentially from a different eye, what are some of the things that you're looking out for that have led you to be able to have that expertise on your own besides what you've learned from your jobs?
Yeah, no, for sure. Without giving all the sauce away, I do a ton of different things. One is going through the comments, because I think what you'll see is there's a whole world on YouTube, and a lot of these artists that are blowing up in the digital age right now, I don't even think some of them, they know exactly how it's happening. And I think a lot of it's coming from other influencers that are on YouTube that are just kind of just using them for the love. And a lot of them I'm just finding, I'll go into the YouTube comments and I'll look for any keywords, if it's like influencers or, pages that people like, oh, came from here, came from that, things like that. And I'll look at, I'll look up songs, and I'll go on, I'll look up, if it's view counts or page subscribers, and I'll see who's posting these pages, and I'll make a list of that, and so on and so forth. I think it's really just investigating. And I think with YouTube, you just go through a loophole. The whole idea of YouTube is they don't want you to leave YouTube. That's the whole idea of the app. So you can get so sucked in, you can find a whole world of different ways to promote music. If you spend enough time in it, you will find it. And that's kind of how I was able to get into YouTube.
So when you say you look through the comments and such, are you finding artists in the comments? What are you looking for when you're looking in the comments?
Yeah. So let's just say like there's an artist blowing up, and I'm like, how are they doing this? I'll go to their video and I'll look, and I go, all right, like what's in the comments? And I'll look through the comments, and if there's anything there, I'll click on people commenting that have big followers, or I'll click on people, mentioning other pages, and I'll go through that. And then from there, I'll just continuously go through it more and more. And then it could lead to me going over to Twitch or going over to Instagram. And the whole point is I'm painting a map of how they did it, because that's how I'm figuring out how I can do it. It's just research going into it. And I think if people put the time into it, it's not as hard as people think it is.
Yeah.
The hustle is just to get into it, because a lot of these kids, that are such big influencers are hard. Bless you.
I don't know.
You're close.
Yeah, it's not coming, I don't think.
Yeah, a lot of these kids are hard to get in touch with. So I think getting into the game is the most important thing. That's the hardest part. I don't think it's finding what does it. It's actually getting into it, because there's so many gatekeepers that like are in this digital world, and you just have to, you have to figure out who they are.
I would also guess that upon doing all of your digging, YouTube or whatever platform it is probably ends up feeding you a lot of similar things to what you're clicking on, which probably just helps you in your research process.
Exactly. No, you really, they know everything about you, because they just send things to your suggestions, and I'll just go onto YouTube, and I'll literally just find something that helps me. It's crazy.
Yeah.